Hello again, I'm Alan Proethus from Capstone Partners, and today our guest is Jonathan Kaye from Laird. Welcome, Jonathan.
Hello, how are you?
Thanks for taking a break out of this incredibly busy conference to have a chat about Laird and what you're doing.
No problem at all.
So tell me, I mean, you guys are coming at things from the hardware side of the world, of course.
Yep.
But how long have you been involved in the LoRa ecosystem?
Pretty much from the beginning, really. We've had a range of different products on the market for about 3 and a bit years now, ranging from embedded wireless
Hold the mic,
modules
thank you.
All the way through to package sensors and gateways.
Wow, that's a long time. So do you focus on any particular type of use case or vertical, or where's your focus in terms of your products you're setting up?
It really depends on the solution set that we're offering. So we started off with an embedded wireless module. So LoRaWAN 868, 915 plus Bluetooth Low Energy in a single package.
Okay.
As an embedded module, it could be designed into a whole variety of different end use applications. But from there, we really looked at where could we drive into specific verticals or niches. So we took that module, embedded it inside its own enclosures, made those IP rated, and then added temperature and humidity sensors to it, integrated batteries, IP rated enclosures, and then started going after the cold chain market, particularly around food compliance, food safety monitoring, and then really adjacent markets from there into pharmaceuticals and medical cold chain monitoring. And then because we had the sensors, every sensor needs a gateway, and we decided to make our own low-cost multi-wireless gateway so that we could start bundling up sensors and gateways in combinations with integrated network service from the likes of TTN, Senet, etc.
That makes a lot of sense. Do you get at all into the device management for your own devices or any kind of dashboarding for your gateways and devices, or do you leave that to a partner?
Predominantly, we leave that to a partner, really. The application server element, we look at that as being really the domain IP. That's the knowledge of the end use. So, for example, in the food compliance market, we don't know anything about fast food restaurants. We don't know how they look to serve and look at that data. So really, we are the hardware pipes from the end devices, which are embedded in things like fridges and walk-in freezers. We push that data over LoRa in that terrible, harsh RF environment to a local gateway up to the cloud, and then at that point we're handing off the data through the network server, and then the application server piece and all of that device management is really the end use applications.
People don't often realize that whether it's a refrigerator, freezer, refrigerated truck, cold chain is one of the greatest areas in my mind because you have to do it. It's often compliance related.
Yep.
And so when you have to do it, it tends to grow a lot faster, right?
Yeah, and we find that really the business case for it makes sense. So, traditionally you would literally use a pen and paper. Somebody would go around and manually write down that temperature. How do you maintain compliance? How do you maintain a real-time manifest of that data? Using this, it's all automated. It's true. It can't be kind of faked or falsified. It just makes sense from a business case standpoint. You can show return on investment for those LoRa-enabled sensors.
Yeah, and plus the LoRa technology, as opposed to using pure Wi-Fi for these things, in addition to the battery life, of course, which is massively different, what I find is you need something a little bit stronger to punch out of those metal boxes.
Yeah. Punch out is a good description. So we've looked at this. We've made wireless connectivity. We make embedded modules for a decade and a half now. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth combos. But LoRaWAN was the first technology we found that really could penetrate that really harsh RF environment. It could get out of the freezer in the bowels of some restaurant on the 3rd floor down or wherever it may be. And it just simply worked better. We've got plenty of use cases from customers where they've replaced Wi-Fi systems, they've replaced Zigbee systems because of that low power, but still the great range. For what is really state information, it's just the temperature is, the humidity is. It's a small piece of data that it can get out of harsh environments.
Yep. People don't realize that most freezers in kitchens often get stuck in the basements in many places because the real estate's less expensive. You want to put the diners or other higher return activities on the nice areas, so to speak. Yeah, so they stick this stuff in the least desirable area, and it just happens to be the most RF hostile place you can find.
Well, you just picture any commercial kitchen, the first thing that comes across is metal. It's all metal. The sides, the counters, the fryers, the fridges, the freezers, all a very big metal box, and RF and metal boxes is generally not great.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Jonathan Kaye, thank you very much for your time. It was very interesting to hear about all this good stuff Laird's doing today.
No problem at all. Thanks for yours.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Cheers.